Hey, everybody, and welcome to Living Without Excuses radio show. It's me, your girl Erica Michelle, and I have with me tonight Miss Nita B. How you doing, Nita
Good
B?
evening, everyone. I am doing well, thank you. Everything is good in my world. Hallelujah. Happy Saturday,
Right.
everyone.
Happy Saturday. Our
How's your
co-host
day
Davil
been?
is celebrating his nephew's graduation, so he won't be here with us tonight. He might pop in. We're not sure. You never know about that. But he is celebrating with his nephew, so congratulations to all the graduates.
Yes,
Um, my
congratulations.
stepson
You have some.
actually went to prom today. I'm gonna post some pictures of him a little later. So my week been going good. It was. I don't know. A couple of people have agreed with me that this was a very long week. Oh my God,
Yes.
I felt like this week was never going to
Oh my
end. Oh
goodness.
my God.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was
He was saying the same thing in my office yesterday. It was just like, oh my goodness, it's finally Friday. We made it. Like, what took so long?
right,
This
right,
was a
right,
long week.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long week. It was a long week. So tonight we are going. We won't be before you guys long. Just about a good hot 30 minutes, but it'll be fun and filled with information. Nita has decided that we're going to talk about unity tonight, and I'm not sure in what capacity, but I'm gonna let her get started, and we just gonna go from there and discuss unity. UNITY.
Okay.
Remember that?
I just would like to see how I got my job. I'll be so random. I'll be so random on this show. Well, actually, I was hoping, I know that Dot has some really hot topics that he wanted to discuss, and I was hoping that we would get into a few of those things. So being that he's not here, I'm going to try to fill those big shoes and just
Right.
talk about something like a little background to the things that he probably would have wanted to discuss tonight as far as progressing and moving forward and achieving more things in life as a
Yeah, he's real
whole.
big on
Yeah, really big on that. And I've been thinking about it, and really I was just thinking about how we would have to be united and do things together. You know, like one person can do it, but it'll get done a lot faster with unity. So that's what kind of made me come up with the topic, was just thinking about a lot of things that I know he wanted to discuss. So just, I guess, to open that door for next week, we could just discuss us coming together and being able to work together and put our differences aside. I think that's the key thing to unity, in my opinion, is putting our differences aside. We don't have to think the same. We don't have to believe the same. We don't have to, we just have to have that one goal and agree on how we're going to get there. Those are the things that we should discuss more than how we're different.
that is true, and oh my God, I could just hear. I'm sitting here while you talking. I'm listening to you, but I'm hearing Dot's passion about this because I know he is really big on this. And so definitely next week is going to be something to look forward to. And it is so true that we do not we do not unify with each other and as much as we should. And if we could all come together, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, then I'm gonna give the floor back to you. I had it's somebody I know, and they had it's graduation, it's prom time. So picture two cousins. They go to the same school, live within 5 minutes from each other. Okay, both are graduating. both got the prom on the same night. And again, these are cousins. So they both have the same family. But you know how you do the prom, send off, and all of that? Again, they live 5 minutes from each other. Instead of doing this together, where both of the moms are single moms, both of them could have came together, did it at one house, and just put their money together, both of them are super creative. You know what I'm saying? It would have just been so right on time for them to just do that together. But instead, you know what they did? They did it, exactly. They did it separately. So not only was it, to me, in my opinion, foolish for them to do it separately and cause havoc within their own pockets, but now you got family got to leave one house to go to another house to come back to. When y'all, the kids going to the same school, y'all cousins, same prom, and live 5 minutes from each other. But, you know, it's that silent competition also is why it's hard for people to unify, because there's silent competition. And you see that all day long. Yeah.
Wow. That is pretty deep. When I was going to prom, people put their money together and got, you know, a limousine, and you know what I mean? Everyone, people met at one house to cause less confusion for the driver and things like that. Like, but for your own family, that is pretty deep and a huge lack of unity. And, you know, what does that teach the children? To compete with each other and be separate from one another. Right. And it's unfortunate.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's absolutely right. Because that's the whole, and that's the main thing. What are we teaching our children, which is our future? You know how when we were younger, people used to be like, y'all the future, y'all. Well, now we're looking at them as, you know, like they're the future. And what are we teaching them? What do they have to look forward to? Like, it's really a whole hot mess out here when it comes to unity. Like, you know, we can't unify with businesses. We can't unify with family. And really, that's what the world is all about, family and business. Mm-hmm. So if we lack in the only two areas that the world thrives on, then what does that say for us? Like, where are we headed here?
Yeah.
With a bunch of confusion, raising up a generation who has no respect for unity, has no respect for family, has no respect for trying to lift each other up.
Yeah. I see a lot of those memes where people say, I'm not teaching my kids to love nobody. If you want to see my kids, you know, it's just crazy. And I'm just like, it's not about you or the kids. It's really what you're saying is that you too lazy to put in the work to make sure that your children know who their family are, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, okay, people are living their lives. If so-and-so is having a function, why not take your children so that they can know who their family are? If you're in a neighborhood, why not stop by? Because they don't call you or your children on a daily basis, or because you called them and you asked them for something and they couldn't give it to you. So now, you know,
we're
not family.
To them no more. Yeah, you don't want to talk to them.
And we're not family, and it's just, it really is unfortunate that we are. I said the other day, I feel as if without unity, we are falling by the wayside. You know, we are exhausting ourselves, our resources, because we want to be separate and keep things to ourselves when we could collectively put our resources together and save our family a bunch of money. We don't want to do that either.
We don't do that either.
You know, and we don't want to do that either. It's just that it's important. When I was a child, we would celebrate Kwanzaa, and one of the 7 principles, the meaning of it is unity and being collective and working together to achieve a stronger community. And it's just crazy how for my generation to grow up, I know a lot of people from my generation and probably on down grew up with those core values, and how did we lose them to where we don't, to where our children don't know and then they can't teach their children? It's just as if we're okay with it. Like, why are we, why are we so okay with not being united?
Yeah, we're turning our head to it. You know, most of you guys know my story. When my husband passed away, that was all. It'll be 2 years this year. He has 5 sisters. 5. So that means what? My kids have 5 aunties. That is alive, well, and kicking. They have not one, have called my kids since he left. Not one. Not one time. Not one time.
Yeah, and you know, and it's important to think about how does that impact the children, you know?
And how do you live with yourself knowing you have a family out there? Like, I can't even imagine my brother having a child, something happened to him, and I just abandoned that child. Yeah, the child has their mother, but that's my brother. That's my blood. That's my brother's child. You can't even put your differences aside to just unify with your blood. This is blood.
I don't know how my dad and I got on the topic, but we just said this the other day. My dad and I were just saying how I was like, I think my aunts, they're having some huge back and forth with each other. A lot of people are graduating in my family this year. And one of my cousins and my aunt, like, she just feels so separate from her siblings and her nieces and nephews and who knows who. And, well, it's just madness, complete and total madness. And I'm just like, when we were kids, we didn't see our grandparents, you know, our aunts and uncles and, you know, their generation bickering with each other. My grandmother always took us to her sister's house, or, you know what I mean? Even if they had issues, we didn't know what was going on with them. It didn't stop them from you know, checking on us and putting us together and growing up with each other and having those memories. So as an aunt, I'm always contacting my niece. At some point, I'm going to contact them. Hey, how are you? What's going on with you? What's new with you? Oh, you've accomplished this. Congratulations. Whatever the case may be, I feel like they my kids. You know, I didn't birth them, and I'm not raising them, but they mine. They mine.
Yeah, because you have, right, because they're your blood. They're that you. They mean something. That's what you do. You take on. You know, you take it on.
Yeah, and I have grown nieces and nephews. I have nieces and nephews your children's age, and I'm still like, they're my babies. They grown as hell. I'm like, they're my babies.
Yeah. And then the thing is, I have 2 grown and 2 small. So y'all still missing out. Even though the ones 2 grown, okay, they grown. But I still have a whole 10-year-old, a whole 14-year-old. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's really sad that we, you know, people talk about bringing, and I'm gonna just narrow it down a little bit to, you know, Black people, our culture, because that's what I know. Not trying to separate the people.
Right, exactly. It's my experience, indeed.
Yeah, for my experience and my culture, you know, it's like I reached out to my one of my I call them my life brothers because it's not my blood brother, but he's my brother in my head. You know what I mean? So he was saying to me that I was reaching out to him about a situation, and this is what he said, and I'm quoting this from his text. He said, the black man not maintaining the family structure is what started the downfall. So if somebody say rebuild the community, family, faith, and education need to be at the top. So how are we going to build a community if we are tearing it down? This is what he said. How are we going to build a community if we are tearing it down? And the men or women, he said men, but I'm going to put women in there, the men and women that talk about building a community have children all over the place that they're not taking care of. So, because there's men and women that's doing that, not just men, but our conversation was me and him was specifically about men. But I'm going to just throw women in there too. So, because we, as a unit, when we're talking about unity, we are supposed to be building the community. We are supposed to be lifting each other up. We are, but at the same token, we are tearing each other down. And it really is getting ridiculous. And I'm in home-based industry, network marketing industry, and just watching some of the backbiting, even in that industry, when that industry brings in more money than any other industry out here. It literally is written, is proven. Google it. The network marketing industry brings in more money than any other business industry out here. But when you look at it, the leaders are backbiting each other. They crisscross applesaucing each other. I mean, it's sad to watch. And we watch it in silence, and a lot of us do watch it in silence because at this point it'll just be a whole mess. You know what? Some stuff you can't really bring up because then you creating a problem. You know, by bringing up the problem, by bringing up the problem, you're creating a problem. Yeah. And then they turn around and be looking at you
when you
like you the problem. Yeah. They turn around and look at you like, oh, well, she messy, she this, she that. All you trying to do is bring up the problem. Hey, I recognize y'all doing some shady stuff around here, and this ain't right. But you can't bring it up because if you bring it up, you the problem. So it's like a catch-22 out here. Like, what can we do? What's the solution? You know what I'm saying? What is the solution?
What is the solution? Wow. I mean, I think that I'm just like, it's crazy because social media can be positive or have a positive impact. It can.
And
unfortunately, it has more negative. You know what I mean? I just feel like if we move away from the competition of being flashy and me all over my social media, you know what I mean, as opposed to us really using it to network and not even just network financially, network in regards to the community, you know, as far as family. And I understand that there are groups. At the same time, they're groups, you know what I mean? So it's just this group of people, just as a whole, we need to be more common with relaying information, giving out resource information, and just being more there for one another and pushing each other more forward, opposed to us just constantly trying to tear down the next person to bring ourselves up. That's not working for us. It's not.
Yeah.
Because I see that a lot too. Like, for instance, in other cultures, if they know that this place over here is giving out this, they're going to tell everybody they know, hurry up, come over here and come and get it. We're going to stand in line by ourselves, get whatever the resource is, and you know what I mean? Not and knowing that, oh, well, my friend is looking for a summer camp, and my sister is looking for a daycare, or you know what I mean, like financial resources to help with daycare, or I know somebody that's looking to do community service, or just things like that. Like we need to. I feel like we should be more into those things than we are into celebrity gossip and, like I said, just constantly sharing these memes. We need to be less into the memes and more into building each other up. And it is for the children because they're looking at us and it's turning out just like what we see all over social media. And, I mean, if that's what they know and that's really all that they know, what kind of future are they for us? Or for themselves, you know? So, definitely we
need to do better.
As far as being united, because that's how we're going to win. That's how we're going to win.
And people, people, you know, they laugh at, you know, like the Hispanics, and they got the jokes, and they got this. But let me tell you something. That is one culture, hands down, and I'm in Texas. That is one culture, hands down, that got each other back. I don't care if it's housekeeping, if it's lawn service, if it's babysitting, whatever it is, you know, and I'm naming like a lot of laboring jobs, but that's what they do, you know, but in their situation, that's how they work together. And you look up, and I don't go, I'm not a Walmart person, and I know this is going to sound so serious. I wish I could say this in another way. I'm going to try to. Well, you see them, and they're never alone. They're never like they you be like, do it take all of them to just go get some milk? You know what I'm saying? But they really do have each other back, like for real, and like no other culture I have ever seen before. They have each other back, and so we're not doing that. We won't live together for a year just for us to get on our feet. You know it. People said, "Oh no, I can't live," and I'm guilty of it. I am very guilty of it. It's hard for me to live with somebody. It is, but it's not. That's just because that's what's been embedded in us. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm so mean or you know I'm not willing to help, because I am. I've tried it. I've tried it several times to lend a olive branch out to people and as far as my home, and it just does not work out in my favor. Never work in my favor. But that's just how we have been bred. That you know, we can't live with each other. Women don't like to work together.
To respect other people's space and appreciate the fact that they are in someone else's space. You know, granted, you are here, and I want you to, you know, feel comfortable and be comfortable at the same time. Always keep in mind that it's someone else's space, you know?
Yeah.
I got no business.
Yeah, it's really sad how you know, you hear the women say, "Oh, well, I can't work with other women," or I don't, you know, we can't. No, women can't. We can. They can't even get a hotel room together. Okay.
Right.
I've seen where women don't even want to be in a hotel room with another woman for 2 days, for 2 nights and 3 days. Okay, so it can get really, it can sick.
Because I'm sharing a hotel room.
Yeah. Hey, I want to save some money. The best.
Right,
Let's get the best.
got it.
Let's get the best and split that down the middle instead of getting the old rinky dink room. Let's get the top of the line room and split that down the middle. I'm all for it, but I know this is something that Dot is real passionate about, and definitely next week we're going to get more into it, have, different scenarios or what have you, and we're going to hear from Dot and see what because Dot got plans. Like he ready. Like he ready for whatever. Like, let's get this done and let's come together and get this done. He ready. And so I know anything he willing to do, I'm willing to back him. I'm willing to be right there for him in any capacity.
Right.
So you got any other words on this subject before we let the people go? If you are on Facebook,
I just hope everyone, decides to not make any excuses and, ponder upon it and take heed to it. And, just think about what you guys think and feel about the unity in our community.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. So we're gonna let the people go. We will be back next Saturday with Dot Wheel, and we're gonna be talking about unity and togetherness. And I believe he has. We're gonna have a full hour next week, and I believe he has some other things that he's going to be discussing. But he is celebrating family tonight with his nephew. So again, shout out to all the 2019
Congrats to all of the grads 2019. So proud of you all.
Yeah, and all the ones that's going to prom tonight. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Uber and Lyft is just an app away. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. And so we are going to see you guys next week. We love you and thanks for joining us.
Love you.